This is a message from the County Emergency Awareness System in coordination with the Office of Psychological Risk Management. Please listen closely. Do not adjust your device. What you are about to hear is not a drill. We are issuing a Level 1 behavioral advisory across all counties within the broadcast radius. This warning pertains to a recent and alarming increase in withdrawal-based anomalies. The affected subjects are, at first, only quiet. They are tired, distant. They no longer attend social functions. They stop responding to messages. They avoid eye contact, even with family. They speak less, then stop speaking. Then something begins to speak for them. We don't know when it started. We only know the pattern. It always begins when someone wants nothing. Not in the casual sense. Not boredom. Not sadness. But true vacancy. When a person sincerely desires nothing. No touch, no sound, no memories, no purpose. That's when it begins to notice you. The thing that lives in the quiet, the thing that waits at the edge of absence, the thing that watches empty rooms and unfinished prayers. We don't have a name for it, but the first recovered subject, before his jaw locked shut, wrote something over and over in his hospital notebook. Everything wants you when you want nothing. We didn't understand what it meant until we saw what wanted him. Surveillance footage from his apartment revealed no visitors, no intrusions. Yet every frame showed slight changes in his environment. A spoon that had turned the wrong direction, a chair that always faced away from him, until one night it was facing directly at his bed. The closet door that used to creak when opened suddenly didn't make a sound. One frame, at 3:17 a.m., shows a shape, not clearly human. A smooth, pale figure barely taller than the light switch with a face that is not a face, just a suggestion of features, as if someone tried to remember what a person looked like but couldn't finish the thought. It stood at the foot of his bed. Its arms were long, unmoving, but its fingers curled downward as if the air itself was heavy. Its head tilted toward him as if listening to something inside him, something he had chosen to silence. He wanted nothing, so now something wanted him. We have reviewed multiple cases since. All of them follow the same descent. Total disconnection, ceasing participation in life, surrendering to apathy. And then, a knock. Always a knock. Not at the door, not from the wall, from inside the mind. One subject, a teenage girl, was found drawing thousands of small eyes in the margins of her school notebooks. All were closed, except one. When questioned, she said, "The others respect silence. The open one doesn't care. It wants me to want something again, or it will open more." We don't know what that means. But when she was left alone, the camera in the observation room recorded her whispering, "I don't want to be here. I don't want to go. I don't want. I don't want. I don't want." And then she vanished. Her clothes remained, her watch, her heartbeat monitor, but she was not in the room. We replayed the footage. The frame where she disappears lasts 1 second too long. 1 second that does not exist on the timestamp, as if time itself paused to let something through. That missing second, we've named it the hollow beat. And it's increasing. The more people who stop wanting, the longer the hollow beat grows. An inch in time, widening into a mile of nothing. Some researchers believe the entities aren't invading, they're responding. Like moths to a dead bulb, drawn to people who've gone dim. One man tried to fight it. He locked himself in his apartment, turned on all the lights, played loud music, kept himself stimulated. But when he finally broke, when he screamed into the empty room, "I don't want anything anymore," the power went out. Not in the building, just his unit. And when the lights returned, so did the chair, facing him. He found a sticky note on the fridge the next morning. It read, "Want something soon? Or we'll choose for you." He tried. He began forcing himself to want things, food, music, sleep, but it wasn't real. And they could tell. At 4:12 a.m., neighbors reported hearing a slow, dragging sound from his apartment. When police entered, the apartment was empty except for one thing, the same chair, still warm. His television was still on, static, and faintly, a voice. "Say it. Say you want something, or we'll make you into one of us." There is no known defense, no pattern to the arrival, only the vacancy that invites it. These beings, if they are beings, do not crave flesh. They crave emptiness. They fill it, not out of malice, but as a function, as if they are custodians of absence, curators of silence, collectors of souls that have nowhere else to go. One victim wrote, "They don't kill you. They fold you into the quiet. Until you can't find the edge. You won't feel them at first. Only a presence, a comfort even, like the relief of giving up, like the cool hush after you stop trying. And then they begin to shape you. We have seen the consequences. Footprints where there should be none. Empty beds that smell of damp fabric and chalk. Static-filled voicemails with only the sound of slow, wet breathing. They don't come all at once. They come when you forget how to say, "I want." When you stop looking forward, when you start sleeping during daylight, when your voice feels like too much effort. They gather. Behind mirrors, inside turned-off screens, in the folds of curtains, they press close, waiting for you to dissolve. This is a warning, a plea, a last hope. Want something, want anything, even if it hurts, even if it's wrong. Sing badly, cry loud, crave something impossible. Scream into the void that you are still here. Because the moment you want nothing, everything wants you. This concludes the emergency transmission. Too late, you already stopped.